10 myths about royal families that no one talks about. Today, we will be discussing 10 myths about royal families in the world that no one talks about. Thousands of absurd speculations about the royal families of the world are prevalent in almost every part of the world, from food habits to the air. However, many myths are not very popular and remain unknown to the masses. Today, we will be covering such unsung speculations of the royal families around the world. Let's begin. Number 10. If someone builds a house taller than that of the flagstaff of the residence of the royal family, their house will get burned. Sounds absurd, right? This is probably one of the most unsung myths of the royal household. It's believed that the flagstaff of the royal family represents the axis mundi, and any building that will rise above it will get burned in lightning. Though this is not prevalent in some advanced monarchies, this is the case with some local royal households. However, a recent study gave scientific backing to this myth. Royal families have their flagstaff erected in copper. This staff serves as the main lightning arresters of the city. However, the modern architectural styles with inbuilt earthing systems nullify this myth. Nevertheless, this remains to be one of the least known myths about many royal families across the world. Well, you won't believe what will come next in this line. Keep watching to figure it out. Number 9. The king or queen and the members of the royal family is non-taxable. A very common myth, but at the same time uncommon. You may hear people talking about the wealth of the rulers, but never heard of them talking about a royal tax. The king or the queen's wealth along with that of the royal family is taxable in many countries with an established constitutional monarchy. This includes Britain, where the queen is liable to pay taxes for her wealth. Some sales taxes and value-added taxes also apply to the king or the queen and obviously to the royal family. However, if we take the case of absolute monarchies, the king paying taxes is unusual. In such states, the king is the chief executive and the monarch is the personifications of law. What next? Stay tuned. Number 8. The queen's spouse is the king. Currently, only 2 royal families are headed by a queen, that is Britain and Denmark. Conventionally, the queen is the chief consort of the king. However, things change when the king is enjoying his status just because his wife is the queen. In other words, there is no king in Britain as the title is superior to that of the queen, and the chief consort of the queen will be titled as the prince. Also, in some royal families, the member that joined the kin through marriage cannot hold the title of the prince or princess. In other words, a person will be called a princess or a prince if she or he is born into the royal family. Coming to other absolute sovereign monarchies, women in power are rare. There, the king is the highest authority and his chief consort becomes the queen. Looking through a global prism, it would be unjust to say that the spouse of the reigning queen becomes the king. Now what's next? Get ready to be shocked. Number 7. Members of the royal families do not work. This is one of the greatest myths about royal family. Firstly, a royal family is like the socialist settings. There is wealth but not personal. Though there is a personal wealth, the family members will be entitled to enjoy them only till they pay heed to their traditional roles. For instance, they cannot even choose whom they will marry. Once they marry out of traditional norms, they will be stripped of their royal wealth. Secondly, a royal family is not as royal as you might think. Yeah, they will have enough wealth to lead a decent and luxurious life, but the British Queen is not even the richest person in England. Finally, you can also see members of the royal families engage in business and allied activities to have a personal income. In most cases, they are also taxable. So being royal doesn't mean you don't have to work. Continue watching for something more interesting. Number 6. You cannot touch the members of the royal family. It's the greatest myth that most people believe. Well, it's always not the case. There is no statute in any of the present monarchies that you cannot touch the members of the royal lineage or even the king himself. However, you cannot simply go and touch someone, regardless of the person's status. In other words, anyone can the ruler of the members of the ruling family if they consent. That is, there is nothing wrong in accepting their gestures or giving a handshake in ceremonies. You won't be arrested for that. Number 5. The daughter or son of the queen or king is the heir apparent. Everyone believes that the daughter or the sons of the present ruler becomes the next ruler. However, this is just a myth. While such succession traditions are present in some sovereign monarchies, it's absent in others. Out of 29 existing monarchies, 5 states elect the head of the states from the royal family. Those are Cambodia, Eswatini, Jordan, Kuwait, and UAE. The head of the Vatican is the Pope, who is also elected by the College of Cardinals. In Thailand, the ruler is directly elected by the people from the royal bloodline. On the other hand, many states like Britain have a system of hereditary successions. Therefore, it is just a myth that every monarchy follows the systems of hereditary successions. Beware of the unbelievable. Keep watching. Number 4. The members of the royal family is politically neutral. Though some states claim that the members of the royal family are politically neutral, it might not always be so. For instance, in Britain, the royal family is supposed to be apolitical, and they are to an extent. However, some members of the royal family have their political dimensions. Also, some causes backed by the royal families have political inclinations. In some other states, the agenda setting is done by the royal household. The scene is entirely different in absolute monarchies like Saudi Arabia. The king is the head of the state as well as the head of the government. His deputies are selected from the royal families. Also, the king appoints cabinet members, where most of them are from the royal families. The same is the case with Kuwait, Qatar, and Jordan. This is just a myth that members of the royal family are politically neutral. Number 3. One queen or king is the head of the state of one sovereign monarchy. This is one of the greatest misconceptions that people have. It's not true that one ruler is the head of the only state. For instance, Queen Elizabeth II is the queen of 16 independent confederations. However, some rulers are the head of only one state. This includes Japan, Cambodia, Brunei, Kuwait, Malaysia, Oman, among many others. There is also a special case in which there are two rulers in a sovereign state. The Principality of Andorra is headed by two co-princes. Therefore, it's just a myth that one ruler has only one kingdom. On the other hand, it's also untrue that one ruler is the head of only one kingdom. Number 2. The members of the royal family doesn't require a license to drive. Do you think that the ruling family doesn't require a driving license? If so, you are wrong. Like every other civilian, the members of the ruling family require a driving license. However, unless they are interested in cars, it's rare to see them drive. One fact is that the Queen is the only person in the United Kingdom who doesn't require a driving license. However, the members of the royal family should have a license to drive. In some states, the cars of the royal family needn't have a number plate. They just have to show a royal symbol on the car. For instance, the British royal family has their symbol stuck on the sunshades of their cars. What will be the last myth? Keep watching. Number 1. The security guards of the royal family are just actors. When you see people guarding the royal palaces, you might think that they are participating in a fashion parade. Their elaborate dresses, ceremonial headpieces, and medals decorating their uniforms are simply ecstatic. To tell the truth, this is one of the greatest myths about royal families. The guard at the palace and the security officials of the royal family members are well-trained soldiers from the military of their respective country, and their guns will be loaded with live ammunition. However elaborate they look, they are qualified military professionals employed to guard the life, liberty, and property of the members of the royal family. Have you encountered any guard of the royal family? What was your immediate reactions? Flood the comment box. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, take a few seconds and please do give us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to share it with your friends who might like this video. Finally, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Also, jab the bell icon to never miss a ring on our new episodes on such intriguing topics. Goodbye and take care until we meet again with another video.